Hey guys, it's Misty here. Welcome to my very first Foodie Friday. In these videos, I'm going to show you some of our most favorite recipes, foods we love to eat that are low carb or paleo, primal, whatever. So I'm starting our very first video off with our favorite green beans. I've talked about these millions of times. This is a bag of frozen green beans that we picked up from Aldi. They're our absolute favorite. I have a half a stick of unsalted regular butter and then a shallot minced. If you've never had shallot, it's basically like an onion and a garlic had a baby. It's very much a cross between the two with a much milder flavor. Ironically, Rob hates onions, but he loves shallot. So there you go. So I have a nonstick skillet. It's really important that you use a nonstick skillet because once we're done with these green beans, they're going to have caramelized, the shallot will have caramelized, and the butter is going to get brown and nutty. It's really, really good. So I have this on about a 4. The goal here is not to put any color on the shallot. We just want to give it a little bit of a head start. So I'm going to stir this and cook it for maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I just want to cook it until I can smell it. And again, the goal is not to get any color on this. So this is really a 3-ingredient recipe. The only other ingredient you're going to find that you need is salt and pepper, and I'm going to actually add that later, and I'll tell you why. Now, you could possibly get away with using olive oil in this recipe if you just really didn't want to use butter, but I'm going to tell you, this tastes fantastic with butter. The butter gets browned, and it's nutty and sweet, and the shallots caramelized, and the green beans caramelized, and it's just really, 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 really good. Trust me, I promise. So from start to finish, this recipe takes about 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes, depending on how done you like your green beans. So it's something that I have no problem doing on a weeknight when I'm cooking, a protein to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in my green beans frozen just as is. These are going to steam as they cook. I am taking my tongs. Of course, I'm using silicone tipped tongs because I am using a nonstick skillet. So here I am putting my lid on and I am turning down my heat from a 4 to like a 3. So after 10 or 15 minutes, that's when I'm going to come and I'm going to give them their very first stir after I add my salt and pepper. Now let me say that this is the pepper first. We like a lot of fresh ground pepper, so I add a lot of pepper. It's going to look like I add a ton of salt, but in reality, it's not that much. I use a salt grinder and we use sea salt. So this is coming out like a really, really fine powder, but I actually even added more salt at the very end. So this is not very much. And I am not somebody who loves a lot of salt in my food. I just need it enough, to help with the flavor. So like I said, this is about 10 or 15 minutes in. I'm cooking on a medium-low heat, and I'm going to give this a stir around, and I'm going to put the lid back on. Now, I left the lid on for probably another 10 minutes. It could have gone for another 15 because we like them just a little bit more done than this, but it's completely up to your taste. So I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off. You can kind of see some caramelization over here at the one closest to the camera, and I'm sorry. Next time I know that I need to use my left hand instead of my right hand. But so I'm just giving these a stir, and I'm going to pull one out to give it a taste to see if it needs any more seasoning. And I decided it needed a little touch more salt, and I'm not sure if I recorded that part or not. I did. So I just added a couple more twirls around the pan, and the reason why I didn't do this first is because I wanted the beans to get a head start on steaming before I added any seasoning. So that's really it, guys. It's really that simple. They are really that delicious, and you can let them go even longer than that. So here it is on our plate. That day we had brown rice quinoa mix, which is not low carb, I know, but the green beans and those crispy chicken thighs are. So the next video will be those delicious chicken thighs. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know what you think about this recipe down below. Let me know if you try it, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.